Hello, welcome to Audacity for beginners. Basically this tutorial will take you through how to do basic effects and edit sound on Audacity, which is one of the tasks on the Z drive. So what I just did now was import it into Audacity, and I've noticed there's some problems with the audio, so I've just taken off that bit at the beginning, and now I'm listening back to it to check that it's all good. Just changing the volume as well because it's a little bit low, so where it says gain you can just put that up. I'm turning down my overall volume of my computer as well, just to make sure that I'm getting the best version of the sound. So that's one thing that you can try as well. So just as I listen through, I'm just looking for bits that I might want to edit, planning out what I might do, and also just having a look around, seeing what I can get used to. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is select this section here and go to Effect, and I'm going to select something from here, probably I think to begin with Reverb would be a nice one. So you can change some of the different things like room size, how much reverberance there is, have an experiment, see what you come up with. So let's have a listen back to that. Okay, and I'm going to move on, if I can try and make this work, to the next section. Okay, so we have a listen to it, plan out what we might want to do. So to select it, I literally just drag and drop, go to Effects again, and this one I would like to change the pitch. So this is going to be done in semitones. I've put -12 semitones, which means it will be down an octave now. So let's have a listen. Okay, I quite like the sound of that, so I'm going to move on to the next bit. I'm now going to also compound it with another effect, so I'm going to use Reverb. So I'm putting the two of them together, so we have a listen to that. Quite like how that sounds, so I'm going to pick the next bit now and choose a different one. I'm going to change the pitch again actually, but this time I am going to put it up by 12 semitones, so it's up an octave. Sounds a bit like a harpsichord. Next one, I'm going to change the pitch again, except this time I'm going to make it 2 octaves down. And make sure you're doing it in multiples of 12 if you want to do octaves, so don't put 23 instead of 24. Okay, and now moving on to the next bit. In fact, no, I want to move back to that first bit, and I might add a different effect as well, just to compound it again. So let's try Distortion. So you can change the levels on here. I've just brought it down a tiny bit. Let's have a listen. And now I'm going to move to the next bit. And this time I'm going to use change pitch again. So now it's up 2 octaves. And I'm also going to put on some reverb and also some distortion. Sounds great. Okay, next bit. I am going to this time change the speed. So it was set quite low last time. I'm going to put it somewhere just a little bit slower. So let's change the pitch as well. And let's reverse it. And put some reverb as well. Reverse reverb is a really interesting effect. And then for the next section, let's have a look at the EQ. So this is Equalization. This basically shows what part of your waveforms, or your frequencies I should say, you're using. So each sound source has a variety of waveforms. You've got kind of your higher frequencies and your lower frequencies, so you can do all sorts of different shapes. I'm just kind of mucking around with this one, seeing what works best. So this one I'm going to be boosting the kind of low and mid frequencies and taking off the top, so it'll be quite bassy. And then the next section, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm just going to drag this down, or it's not quite working for me. You can delete some of these different points so you don't have as many. There you go. So what I want to do is just take off all those bass frequencies and really boost those top ones, so it's going to sound really tinny. There we go. But I want to give it a bit more meat to it, so I am now going to put some distortion on, see how that sounds. Not a huge change, might do something else to it to make it a bit more interesting. Oh yeah, so much better. Right, this next section I want to do twice. I'm going to do it first of all by repeating it once. So I've got two different versions of it. I'm going to take this first version here, and I am first of all going to use distortion. Then I am also going to try out changing the speed again. I'm going to make it even slower, so it's going to be even lower in pitch. I'm going to put some reverb on it, and I'm going to reverse it, so hopefully it will sound quite psychedelic. Okay, I quite like that one. And then for the last section, I quite like it as it is. Could do lots of different things by even just selecting one note at a time, pitch shifting them, reversing them. I'm now going to change the speed, make it even slower. Let's go nuts, let's make it really slow. One of the nice things about using this tool is that you can then have that in the background of something, so you can layer up all these different sounds and just have one long kind of stretched out audio sample in the background, which doesn't even sound like the original. Let's put some distortion on it. I need to change the pitch of it as well. So a few different things that you can do. Another classic technique that you can use, which is always a favourite of students, is pull stretch, which I'll show you now. One thing to be careful with this is what your stretch factor is. So if you're doing it by 10, that's going to be a lot, so I'm just going to do it by 2. To be honest, I find this example is a little bit boring. You can do a lot more interesting and weird and wacky sounds using pull stretch on a different section. Let's reverse it. I have a feeling this is now going to take ages just to get to the main event, which might be a bit anticlimactic. Might be more of an atmosphere, ambience that you could use in the background of something if you wanted to create a soundscape. And as suspected, it is a little bit boring, so to be honest, I don't think I'll be using this section, so I'm just going to undo all of that. And actually I decided I don't like that, so I'm going to use the original. I'm going to select that last bit, and I am going to change the pitch of some of the individual notes and see whether I can do what's called octave displacement. So where you take your usual melody, but then one note each you put either up or down an octave or two, which makes it a little bit more interesting. And I'm just going to finish off with this middle note here. Let's make this one 12, so an octave up. Okay, I quite like that. And now for a finisher, I am going to change this again. And I think that's all I'm going to do for today. So hopefully that's given you an idea on how to get started. Hope you enjoyed that, and I might put some more tutorials on with some more advanced effects and different ways that you can use Audacity in the future. In the meantime, what I'd like you to do is make sure that you have a good play around, have some fun on Audacity. Like I said, it's free to download, it's fine for any computer, any operating system, and you have a table in your booklets to fill out on exactly how those effects make the audio sound, what sort of effects does it have, does it make it sound more harsh, more shimmery, try and use as many adjectives as possible. Shout out to Mr. Shimon obviously there. Okay, enjoy, and I'll see you guys for my next really fascinating video. Bye!